What is going on, guys? So I'm back on the 360 again, and I'm having issues with recording next gen footage. But to be honest, Master Chief Collection is just frustrating right now with all the problems I'm having. Ever since the patch was released, I cannot play any Halo games smoothly online, including matchmaking and customs. I can only play Halo 3 for some weird reason. And that's frustrating because I bought this game just to play Halo 1 and 2 online, and everything else was just a bonus. I'm definitely losing motivation to play Master Chief Collection, but I still want to finish the campaign for Halo 1 and 2, and maybe I'll attempt 3, but I don't really plan on playing Master Chief Collection much since the game is so broken and it's just frustrating, really. I'm not liking how games are becoming like betas or alphas when they're launched on day one. Devs need to stop doing this crap because it's just stupid. So I'm back home on my 360 where all my games actually work and play smoothly, and yeah, why not just go back to 360 and just have fun playing games rather than like testing it, because I literally feel like I'm playtesting Master Chief Collection every time I play the game. So that's just a little update on my thoughts for Master Chief Collection after playing it for a week, and it's just getting worse, really. But I want to talk about my experiences with Xbox, since I did want to make this video before I got an Xbox One and I just couldn't due to technical issues with my laptop, but here I go. So I started with Xbox with the original Halo, and Halo was really the only game that interested me as far as launch titles go, because I remember watching trailers of various exclusives at my local PC shop, and Halo was the one that captured my interest the most since it just reminded me of Doom. I bought the game and I totally loved it, and it literally did not make me want to buy any other game for a long time because I was having too much fun with Halo 1. As time moved on, it really did break my heart to see the original Xbox died so early, like around 2005 to 6. Microsoft was all 360, and the Xbox could have had more going on, like the PS2. I mean, I remember, when I first heard about Xbox Live being canceled for the original Xbox, that just sucked because I knew I wasn't going to be able to play Halo 2 or any of like my old original Xbox titles again. But yeah, that totally sucks, and I want to go back to the PS2 mentioning. I remember being so jealous of PS2 users because back then the PS2 was definitely the console with the most library, and it was really big compared to Xbox, and it just sucked that there wasn't really much options to have like the PS2 did. But with that said, Xbox definitely did have a decent amount of exclusives, and and I'm sure there are some that's for everyone, even though I know a lot of people generally say that Halo was the only worthy exclusive for the Xbox, but that's completely not true, because I totally enjoyed playing games like Fusion Frenzy or Unreal Championship, which was kind of like Unreal Tournament 2003 with some adjustments, but it was kind of like its own game at the same time. And there were some other games that I totally enjoyed playing, and I definitely have some interest in some future titles too. I also did enjoy playing the multiplayer games, of course. I loved Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2003. That game was just pure awesomeness, and it definitely was one of my favorite multiplayer games I played from the Xbox. Even though Xbox was short-lived, I had my fun moments from it, and Halo was definitely the one that gave me the most out of it. I remember playing co-op with one of my neighbors who would eventually become a friend of mine, and we just tried Halo. This was my first time playing co-op, and this was his first time playing Halo, and it was just a lot of fun experiencing that together. Eventually he got an Xbox and tons of games that we played, but Halo was definitely the one that we put the most time in, and without a doubt it was my favorite game on the original Xbox. I did enjoy playing Halo 2, and it was definitely nostalgic for my first online console experience, and Halo 2 was just fantastic over Xbox Live, and that would eventually convert my PC gamer status into more console gamer status, because I was losing interest in PC gaming at that time, and Halo 2 was definitely the game where it made me realize that I should really enter the console world. So now we're going to move into Xbox 360, and this console has so much going for it than the original Xbox. I bought it for Halo 3, and I thought that it would be the only game that I would own, but I was so dead wrong. So Halo 3, I loved the game at first, but eventually I started realizing its flaws, and I felt like it didn't really live up to the hype. And I started hating it, but then I learned to like it again. Looking back at Halo 3, it was definitely fun, and I had my good times, but I wouldn't say it was as nostalgic compared to Halo 1 though. Still though, it was really cool to witness the next-gen graphics of Halo 3, because I was so used to like Halo 2 graphics, which I thought was good until I saw Halo 3. And I remember really liking the amount of options in Xbox Live for the 360 version, because it really had a lot more going on than the original, where it was super straightforward. I later on tried other games like Gears of War because I heard so much talk about it, and I didn't really have much interest in it, but my friend, he wanted me to try it out, and he was like my co-op partner at that time, and we played Army of Two together, which was pretty fun. It wasn't like the best game I played, but it was definitely a worthy rental, and it was fun to play in co-op. But yeah, I decided to try out Gears of War because, he was recommending me to try it out, and yeah, this is how I basically discovered my interest in the game. I couldn't really find any other place to rent the game, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but I decided to, buy the game, and eventually the game was really fun, and I remember already liking it a lot more than Army of Two by just playing for like the first hour. Then I discovered more games, and this game particularly would be my favorite Xbox 360 game, and it was called Shadowrun. So Shadowrun does have a series. It's known for being a tabletop RPG, and it does have its video games too, but yeah, making it into a multiplayer shooter was definitely controversial to many diehard fans. However, the game was a lot of fun, and it had so much depth that I really couldn't stop playing it, and I literally felt like I discovered the perfect shooter at that time when I played this game. It had such a high skill gap, really balanced, great maps, it's exciting to play, and the list just goes on. And of course, the moment I discovered Xbox Live Arcade, and when I first found Doom, I knew I had to buy it, and Xbox Live Arcade would definitely be one of the things I really loved about the 360. There were so many PC shooters that I really enjoyed, and I basically considered the Xbox 360 to be the PC gamer's console. If you were really into the old PC shooters, but you're also a console gamer too. I still feel that way to this day too, and yeah, being able to play the classic Doom games on Xbox 360 and having good ports, and it was definitely, a plus for me since I was a big Doom fan. It's just sad that Doom 3 didn't really have the proper treatment like Doom 3 on the original Xbox did. So looking back at the Xbox 360, it was an awesome console. It literally was the PS2 of the 7th gen. I'm not going to lie, I had to suffer the red ring of death, and it definitely sucked, but that problem would eventually be fixed. My second 360 is still going on, and it's feeling stronger than ever. The only thing I really hated about the 360 was the whole implementation of Kinect, and Microsoft started to focus on that aspect for the 360 rather than actually making games or maybe meaningful features to the Xbox Live experience. Stuff like that basically, but yeah, I do believe the 360, was definitely an awesome console due to the library, and there was just a lot of stuff for everyone at the end of the day. I had a lot of great times with this console, and I know I'm going to, because I'm definitely, going to keep on playing it. So, now I'm in the Xbox One zone. I'm actually not really liking the interface. It's just all over the place, and a lot of the convenience of Xbox Live and 360 is pretty much gone in Xbox One. It's just so annoying how you have to go through so many steps just to invite a player, and the interface is just not that appealing to 360 at the end of the day. Hopefully Microsoft will make a dashboard update like they did with 360. So I already told you people about how I'm feeling with Master Chief Collection, and yeah, it's just sad to see the game I bought primarily to get an Xbox One is not even functioning that properly. But with that said, I'm looking forward to see what Xbox One will be like in the future, since Phil Spencer is definitely the man that knows the consumer wants and needs, and I'm really glad Microsoft is really going the right direction with the console. They've been listening to feedback, and I hope to see the console will last a reasonable amount of time, unlike the original Xbox did. I hope to see a diverse of games. Like, I remember people stereotyped Xbox 360 to be a console full of shooters, and there was some truth to that, but I would love to see what Microsoft will have in stores. Time will tell.